quick audio test. Good afternoon, good morning, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a wonderful New Year last night. If you celebrated, yes, Happy New Year, Eldine Tux. um, and Tux, you should be a mod right now. If you're not, let me know. Anna Jane, did you stay up late with Elliot, or did you guys turn in early? Okay, Tux. Remember, with great power comes a whole lot of fun. So, so yeah, first stream, welcome to everyone that's here. I actually have my viewers turned off, so I don't know who all is here, other than if I see you in the chat. So I know Anna Jane and Tux are here, so that's cool. It's a good start. Happy to have you here. So to start off with, first stream, just gonna paint miniatures, talk about various things, gaming related, hobby related, whatever. Starting off with the bar winch from Hassle Free Miniatures. But before I get that, I put a post up on my Facebook page, on my Hinton's Hobbies Facebook page, giving away a miniature. So it's this miniature right here. This is Iris, Voodoo Necromancer. It's from RSK3D over at My Mini Factory. I was printing out a whole bunch of these. There's a whole group of them. And I realized I had printed out 2 of them. And yeah, I could paint them up both, but I thought, it'd be kind of nice. First stream, let's give one away. So to get into the drawing, over on Hinton's Hobbies, there is a pinned post. All you have to do is comment on the pinned post, and whatever comment, just try to make it nice and PG, and don't be a troll. Be nice. But leave a comment on the stream on January 29th, as long as nothing interferes with the schedule. I will take all the names, throw them into a hat or a box or a bag or something, draw a name out live on the stream, and then that person wins the Iris miniature. Wins that right there. And it printed out really good. It needs a little bit of cleanup work, nothing too serious. It doesn't need any gap filling or anything like that. So yeah, you can win that. So go and check that out. Thanks, Ducks. Let's see, Anna Jane, I fell asleep around 7:30 p.m., woke up around 11, fell asleep around 11:45. So you fell asleep 11:45 at night, right before Happy New Year? Really? Woke up 5 a.m. Oh, your mom was watching little Elliot. That's cool. So yeah. And you may have noticed down in the corner here, roving pictures, things that I've painted before. One of them is the very first miniature that I painted. It's the barbarian holding the sword up. I've got him around here somewhere, I think. Excuse me. Yeah, it was the very first miniature I ever painted. Had a lot of fun, and that's what got me started in the hobby. Tux, I delivery went to bed at 10:30, so I get up and watch the sunrise this morning. How was that? Yeah, I remember you talking about you were going to watch the sunrise. How was that? Get out of that. Oh, nice. Oh, I bet that was beautiful. So yeah, going to start on the bar winch. Let me get my glasses here so I can see. This one is from Hassle Free Miniatures. It's a nice little sculpt. I really like the stuff that they do. Kev does some wonderful sculpts, and they run a really good business. So if you haven't checked out Hassle Free, then you should go and check them out. Going to start out with, going to use some Malvernarian purple from Reaper. I like purple, obviously, and so I'm going to start with that. Yes, I have to get my glasses out, not because I'm a grandpa, but because I'm trying to see very fine details on a very small figurine. I don't know if there was a time I could actually paint miniatures without using my glasses. There might have been, but I don't know. So, yes, welcome to my stream, my Twitch channel, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this. That's what my first topic is going to be. So, for those of you that don't know, I have been painting miniatures for 20 years, I think. Maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. It all kind of blurs together. I started about 7 years ago. I'm fortunate with the glasses that I don't need glasses in my everyday life or doing regular things. I can still drive without glasses. I can read without glasses. So yeah, it's kind of nice. But I know I'm going to get to that point where I am going to need glasses. So trying to enjoy it while I can. But yeah, as far as the channel, so for those of you, Tux is in the channel here. You see me like only, yeah, when it's like dark and I can't see anything anyway. Um, Tux, who's in the channel here, who is a mod, so watch out for him. He has a channel. As a matter of fact, let me do this really quick. I need to do some shout outs because there are some people that are following the channel that have channels of their own, and I want to make sure that you all know about them. So, is that the right one? Did I do that right? I probably didn't do that right. Tux, you know how to do that. Give a shout out to yourself there, if you would, please, Tux. He has a channel. He's been doing that for a year now. It is a very excellent channel, very laid back, very chilled. He paints miniatures. He also talks about LARP, the live action role playing, which I will admit I am not really into, but listening to him and the others in the channel talk about it, it's really fascinating stuff. Listening to their experiences and their adventures and their stories and all of the stuff that goes into it. Oh, I need to set him up. Okay, well. So yeah, Eldon Tux. That's his channel. That's his name there. I'll have to do that. Yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out with all of the streaming stuff. It's kind of confusing, some of it. You'd think that me being a tech guy, I would be able to do this stuff, but you know, you live and you learn as you go along. But yeah, he started streaming about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And so to support him, I went and watched his channel, watched him paint, stuff like that. And it inspired me to start painting or get back into painting on a regular basis. Before that, I would do it once in a great while. But he streams on Saturdays and Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Time, which is 7 p.m. his time. He's in the UK. But yeah, you should go and check that out because it's a really cool channel, and he's a really good painter too. Matter of fact, he just wrapped up a raffle, which you wound up with what, a little over 400 pounds that you raised. So he's got a bunch of stuff that he's going to give away today. 417 pounds, yeah. So he's going to have his raffle today. I have a couple of tickets in that raffle. So who knows? I might get lucky and win something. But yeah, you can go and check out his channel, listen to him talk about LARP and stuff like that, which, like I said, is really fascinating. Another one who who's following this channel, is Crafty Face. She's according to her, a headless Scottish woman. She does like weaving on a loom and get back in frame here. Weaving on a loom. She plays video games, various things like that. It's kind of fun listening to her talk and play the video games and stuff like that. So yeah, you can go and check out her channel. And like I said, I'll get the mod stuff set up so that I can do shout outs. And then finally, last but certainly not least, is Anna Jane, who happens to be my daughter. So she has a channel. She is a painter, canvases. Let's see, let's go with, what are we thinking, blue? Yeah, let's go with the blue. I don't like that blue. I like with this blue. There we go. I use a soft blue for the corset piece, the bodice. Yeah, Anna Jane does painting on canvases, a lot of anime stuff, um, various cartoon characters, things like that. She's really, really good. I think she's even done a few commissions. She hasn't started streaming just yet. I do, as a matter of fact. Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta step away from my desk for a moment. So I probably sound like I'm really far away. Let's see. Grab a few of my favorites here. Yeah, they're all over the place. Okay, so here's this one that she did. Little Starry Night. That's kind of a cool one. This is, it's an egg, right? Not a sun, it's an egg. And then another Starry Night desert scene. Yes, it's an egg. When she painted it, she handed it to me and she goes, "Do you know what this is?" And I said, "It's an egg." She goes, "Okay." She seemed almost disappointed that I knew exactly what it was. But yeah, here's another one. So yeah, she does, and these are just really tiny little canvases that she paints on, and she does wonderful, wonderful work. So, and she has a page over on Facebook as well. It's Anastasia E. Emick, E-M-I-C-K. So you can go and check out some of her work there. Well, it's because it's really good. Of course you should like it. Oops, I need some water in that. There you go. Actually, if you drop a link directly into the chat, that would be fine too. So yeah, starting this channel, the way I figured it, I'm doing hobby stuff anyway, painting miniatures, and I also do some woodworking. I like to build dioramas. I make chess sets, which you can see in the previous work slideshow there. Various types of chess sets. I do vertical chess sets, so you can mount them on a wall. I did that micro set, which is on the end of my finger. That one was a really fun challenge, but I wanted to see just how small my 3D printer would go. And it goes really, really small. And it turned out really good. So, yeah, I'll be doing various things. I'm starting off with painting miniatures. This one I actually got from a friend. They had messaged me and asked me to do a 3D print for them. They wanted the Hollow Knight. I guess it's from a video game. I don't really know anything about it. Oh, thank you, Tux. You caught somebody trying to sneak in here and do some nutty things. Good man, good man. Yeah, yeah. I've been on the air for what, 15 minutes, and I'm getting spammed already. So thank you for catching that. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, see, I'm getting old, and my mind is just going. If I go off on tangents or I get distracted, I like lose my place. Hey, hello. Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for following. Sarah hangs out over on Eldon's channel, so that's where I know them from. Welcome in, Sarah. How's your day going? Oh, not the commissions. Yes, thank you. I was talking about the 3D print, the Hollow Knight. Jeez, I need to like make notes for myself when I start talking, or I'm going to lose my place. So yeah, I had done the 3D print, and she asked me how much I wanted for it. I told her it's only like a buck 50. Dino, Happy New Year! Welcome in. Nice to see some familiar faces in here. I know some of these folks from Eldon or Eldine from Tux's channel. Um, okay, we're going to start on the flesh here. Let's go with a fair skin. We'll make her a fair skinned lass. Excuse me. Either. either. So anyway, the Hollow Knight I had printed out. It only cost like $1 in resin, and the shipping was only going to be a couple bucks. So I told him, don't worry about it. It's fine. You don't have to pay me anything for it. And they said, well, I'll send you a couple of minis. I said, okay, that's fine. If you want to send me minis, I'll take them. So they sent me the bar winch from Hassle Free. I've got, it's around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. This is one of the Faithful. And then I've got 3. They're off to the side here. They're still wrapped up. Tewa Twitchin guards. I don't know. Dino Monstrosity actually knows because they're the one who found out what they were. We were actually on Eldon's channel talking about it, and we couldn't figure out where they were from. Obviously, the Hassle-Free one I know because I'm a big Hassle-Free fan. But the others, Dark Age and GW, I don't know all that well. But Dino apparently does. So they were able to track that down fairly quickly. So thank you, Dino. Appreciate that. So yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to start painting some of these on the first stream. Sorry, I'm getting into a little corner here. So yeah, it's just going to be various hobby stuff, painting miniatures and stuff like that. I'm not looking to like be a, what do they call them, influencer? Master Google Detective. Hey, you found it faster than we could. So, I was out there searching when we were looking and I couldn't come up with it. You did the work. But yeah, I'm not looking to be like an influencer or I'd be like a professional or anything like that. When it comes to painting miniatures, I know that I am average, I would say. And that's not like, false modesty or humility or anything like that. It's just, I know I'm an average painter and I'm comfortable with being an average painter. It's not something that I'm trying to turn into a business, I guess I should say. It's just something I do as a hobby. It's something I do for fun. And so, yeah, and what I want to do is kind of like what Tux did, which is inspire others. If somebody's watching this channel and they're like, wow, I want to try this miniature painting, or somebody that paints miniatures and they're like, I should break out the miniatures and the brushes and the paints and get to painting kind of like what I did. Thank you, Tux. I appreciate that. Then yeah, it's a good thing, and I'm going to be painting anyway and doing hobby stuff. So why not stream and share it and see what others think and what they do. Okay, just getting in some skin tones here. So Dino and Sarah, how was your New Year's Eve? Did you guys stay up late or did you call it early? Like, it's just another year. Oh, good. Good. I should see about. I'm one of those painters. I like background noise, even if it's just some music playing or something like that. So I should probably see about streaming some music so it's not so quiet when I get to the point where I'm concentrating and painting. Calling in about 11. Wife and I were knackered up for sunrise though, which was nice. Cool. Streaming some stream safe lo-fi. Ooh, I like lo-fi. I really do. Lo-fi's pretty cool. I also like synthwave. My music tastes are extremely eclectic. Classical, heavy metal, jazz, trip hop, 80s new wave, even some of the classic rock from the 60s and 70s. Alternative, love alternative. Of course, that was kind of my growing up period, my late teens, early 20s. Well, early to mid 20s, I guess, in the 90s. That's when I was kicking around there. And so, yeah, with Anna Jane, with trying to decide if she's going to stream or not, she and I were talking yesterday or day before. There's an online music streaming station called Pretzel Rocks. No, it's not just rock music. Ooh, I'll have to make a note of that. Hold on. Let me make a note, or otherwise I will forget. Let me grab my pencil here. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Pretzel Rocks. Cool. Thank you, Tux. I'll have to check that out and see what they have to offer. But yeah, Anna Jane and I were talking about. She's like, I don't know when I want to stream. Got to get out this handy dandy notebook. We were talking yesterday. It's important to have a notebook nearby in case you need to jot something down and write down some ideas. Because you never know when you're going to have a great idea. But anyway, yeah, we were talking yesterday, and she's not sure when she wants to start streaming, even though I told her she's got everything she needs to start streaming. So we were talking about maybe doing some kind of collaboration where we would stream at the same time, so that way she can do her paintings and I can do whatever I happen to be working on, whether it's miniatures or woodworking or whatever. Oops, I'll fix that later. So yeah, we'll have to see about maybe doing that at some point in time. But yeah, when it comes to miniature painting, I really just enjoy it. It's, I don't know, kind of comforting, relaxing. It requires patience, a little bit of focus, which sometimes, yeah, I don't always have the most focus, but I try. And it's actually kind of a funny story how I got into miniature painting. But I'm not going to tell you the story. I'm joking. Of course I'm going to tell you the story. Otherwise, you're going to sit here listening to me breathe. So, way, way back in the 90s, I played a video game called Diablo. It's a sword and sorcery fantasy RPG. It's one of the biggest, or one of the, I would say probably one of the biggest. It's not like wow big, man, about that big, but massive multiplayer online RPG, MMORPG. And I got into it towards the tail end of it at the time when everybody, shout out to the little older peoples. Those are in Diablo 2. But yeah, we'll talk about that in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, there are creatures that when you kill them, they turn into like these little kind of rock type things. That's what they look like, is great big rocks. And for some reason, Anna Jane just loves to see those things defeated because they turn into the little boulder peoples. So I don't know. Some people, they have really weird things. So anyway, so yeah, I was playing Diablo towards the tail end when hacking was very prevalent. In those days, Diablo was actually stored on your local PC, not on the servers like they are now. How's that looking? Can you see it? Yeah, it's getting there. I might want to adjust my camera zoom so you can see it a little bit better. I'll fix that for next time. Don't want to be messing about with it right now. So yeah, hacking was fairly prevalent. Oh, thank you. I try. And so, yeah, everybody's walking around with Godly Plate of the Whale and Obsidian Rings of the Zodiac and all that nonsense. But I got into it, and I really liked the game. I liked playing it. And then Diablo 2 came out. And I love Diablo 2. I still play Diablo 2. They recently had a D2 Resurrected, where they kind of revamped the game a little bit, updated the graphics. I mean, it looks really, really good. It's really nice. Oh, thank you. And yeah, it's I figure I'll mess with things, settings and stuff like that in between. Last thing I want to do is drop everybody because I'm talking away here. Um, but yeah, Diablo 2 came out, and I got in on day one. Uh, Bought it, installed it, all that, and started playing, and just loved Diablo 2. That was before Lord of Destruction, before the expansion Lord of Destruction. And so, playing that, I started hanging out on the forums. That was what social media was back in the day, was forums. We didn't have Facebook or Instagram, any of that stuff. So yeah, we'd hang out on the forums, and I would do a lot of trading on there for items, trying to build up my character, things like that. And so one day, somebody posted a link to a website of an individual that had created a miniature model of the cathedral from the original Diablo. So I pop over there, take a look at it, because I've always been interested in models. I liked building models when I was a kid, the plastic models, the planes and cars, and the occasional spaceship and things like that. So popped over there, looked at it. It was a step-by-step process of creating the model, and it was so fantastic. I mean, so much detail. I mean, they put so much work into it. It looked fantastic. And so we're all in the forum talking about it. And somebody posts a link to a website for Hearst Arts castle molds. They said, if you like that kind of thing, here's this site you can go to. You can buy these molds, and you can build your own models. So I pop over to the site. I'm checking this out. And sure enough, this guy sells these rubber silicone molds. And what you do is you cast blocks in plaster. And I have some right here. Hold on. I can show you. So these things. These are all cast in dental plaster. I'm probably making a ton of noise with that. Yeah, they're just plaster blocks. And you build things. So like in the previous work, you can see the dice tower rolling by. That was made with Hearst Arts blocks. Yeah, it's just 2 hours of me sitting here playing with the blocks. Yeah, great ASMR. So I picked up a couple molds. I got some plaster. and started making stuff like that and started hanging out in those forums. And I really, really liked it. I liked building things. Like I said, when I was a kid, I liked models. And so here I am being able to build little towers and dungeons and keeps and things like that. And so I was having a lot of fun hanging out in the forums there. And then one day, I need a white. Here we go. Let's go with linen white. Hanging out in the forums, Bruce Hurst, who's the owner of it, posted in the forums that he was looking for miniature painters because he was working on a project, and so he wanted some people to help him out with. So he asked people to post links to their work. So they did. And I was looking at them going, wow, those are really cool. Now, I knew about miniatures because back in the late 90s, I actually owned a game store. Me and a couple of partners had gone in together and opened up a gaming store. Mostly it was Magic the Gathering. One thing you'll notice when I tell a story, I go off on tangents, and I do apologize. And hopefully I don't get too lost. So if I do, apologies in advance. But anyway, this gaming store, we own this gaming store. And it was shortly after we opened it that my daughter was born. And so, talking to my then wife, I said, I can't work a full-time job because I was working a full-time job, trying to run the business and trying to raise a daughter. So we decided, yeah, hang it up, sell out my shares to my business partners, and just call it good. But at the gaming store, we did sell miniatures. So I knew about them, and I knew how big they were. But I'm looking at this work that some of these people are submitting, and I got white on her dress. And it's mind-blowing how good some of it is. And I'm like, those can't be the miniatures that I'm thinking of. They have to be bigger. They have to be like, action figure size and everything. So somebody posted a link to their Cool Mini or Not gallery. And back in the day, Cool Mini or Not was just a website for posting miniatures. And they had a forum. Of course, everybody had forums in those days. And it was a gallery where you would just vote for miniatures, based on the old hot or not metric that people used to do. They post pictures of themselves and am I hot or not? And so, you could go over there and go through the galleries. And I'm looking at these going, holy smokes, these are these little tiny miniatures. And the detail was just so mind blowing. So back over on the Hearst Arts website, he had a link to Reaper miniatures. So I decided to check that out. I got one of their Learn to Paint kits because I got to check this out. This seems so fascinating. And so I did. I got one of the Learn to Paint kits, and then I got that Barbarian. Cool Mini or Not is still there. Yeah, the site's still there, and the forum I think it might still be there. I haven't been on there in ages. With social media and everything else, I suppose people are still perusing forums, but I know with the more immediacy of Facebook and Instagram and all of that, I don't know. I'd like to see forums still stick around. It's a great way to share ideas and things like that, meet other people. If it did the site get kind of toxic or something else? I used to recall order menu. Right. I don't think the site got all that toxic. I think a lot of people just. I know, like Eldon or Tux and I have talked about this, that we just don't hang out there anymore. And I know, like some of the others that we're friends with that we met on like Cool Mini or Not or the WAMP forums, the We Are Miniature Painters forum, which Brett Johnson runs. Dark Lord, I think, is his online handle. We're still we're friends on Facebook now, and so that's how we kind of communicate. We don't really go through the forums anymore. But yeah, so I got the Learn to Paint kit, painted with the Barbarian. And I was like, oh, I really, really like this. And yeah, like I'm sure probably every miniature painter, they're like, wow, I want to paint and practice and everything and get as good as those Golden Demon winning miniatures that I see. The guys winning the guys and gals winning the Slayer sword and all of that. And so yeah, I started painting and kept at it, and then I think I did it for a few years, and I don't know, I got burned out. I had a lot going on in my personal life and my job and things like that. So I kind of hung it up for a little while, for several months actually. Then I broke it all back out and started painting again because I did miss it and I wanted to do things. I did reach a point, I want to say, oh, 7 or 8 years ago, where I stopped painting for a couple of years. I didn't paint. I didn't work on any hobby stuff. It was just, I don't know. I got kind of burned out with it, I think. Let's see, I need a dark purple. Here we go. Imperial. I'm going to go with Imperial purple for shadow. Do a 50-50 split. Yeah, that's one thing with miniature painting. When it comes to like layering, glazing, whip blending, feathering, all that, I'm not that good at it. I have tried. I have watched videos. I bought videos way back in the day, DVDs, when DVDs were selling and things like that, um, to try and practice. And I don't know, it eludes me, which is fine. Like I said, I'm fine with being my average self. So yeah, I keep painting and I have fun with it. I'm not. I'm afraid that if I ever. Okay, be right back. I should see about installing like a lurk thing too. But my concern, I know I'm friends with quite a few miniature painters that's their job. You know, they take commissions, and I don't want this to turn into a job. I want to keep it as a hobby, because when it becomes a job, then there's this kind of pressure to, oh, I have to do this specific way. I have to do this perfectly. I have to, do all these things. So the folks that are out there that are professional miniature painters, I have a lot of respect for them, because that is just not something that I would want to do. It's almost just, I don't know, it stops being a hobby, and becomes a job, and they can kind of suck the fun out of it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I've had hobbies in the past that I turned into jobs, like the gaming store. Um, I used to be really, really big into Magic the Gathering. I find I never had the time to practice painting skills enough to make them work. Yeah, and that's another thing, Dino, is finding the time to just sit here and basically grind, to keep practicing something over and over and over until you can kind of perfect it. And I have a full-time job, got family. Both of my daughters, well, Anna Jane has had her baby, so I am a granddad. Little Elliot is my grandson. And then my other daughter, who kind of an adopted daughter, she is having a baby in January. So, wanting to spend time with family and do things like that. It's trying to find that balance, and what's important. That's one reason I stream. It gives me time. Exactly, and that's why I watch your stream. Is it kind of gives me that, I don't want to say excuse, but it's that time that I block off and say, this is my hobby time. and I sit and I listen to you talk about things, and listen, especially like yesterday, where you all were permission, where you all were talking about the whole LARP thing that you've got going on. That's like I said, I'm not into LARP. I tried it once. I think I was 17, 18 years old. So that's back in the 80s, and it just wasn't for me. But again, like Tux has talked about, the U.S. and U.K. versions of LARPing are a little bit different, perhaps. So yeah, it's that's one thing I was thinking about, Tux, and same goes for like all the rest of them. Oh yes, different. Um, I've got to get over there someday. I really do. Um, yeah, I'm going to use some Warren Navy for the shadow on the bodice. That's a nice dark color. Um, Certainly back in the 80s, very different. And I'm sure, I mean, back then, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have the community, the ability to network like we do today. I mean, today you can jump online, go on Facebook, and I want to find these groups. Go on Reddit, and look and search subreddits, find people who have those similar interests, and get together. It's like I have a D&D group that I'm part of. We play every Friday night for the most part. And at one point, we were down to like just a couple of players because other people had moved away. And so, yeah, we went online and said, hey, we're looking for players. And we had quite a few responses. And we had people from like Canada. So we were doing some online stuff. Fortunately, now we've gotten back to just being around the table. Of course, with COVID, I mean, it was, of course, you're having to do like online stuff. But sorry, I'm painting very fine lines here. But yeah, I mean, we were finding people online. So back in the 80s, yeah, very hard to network. And I think a lot of it was we were a bunch of kids and we were trying to basically play D&D in real life. And it wasn't quite the same, mostly because many of us didn't like being outside. We liked being inside where it was nice and climate controlled and we could sit around the table and have snacks and all of that. It's like when I was in cooking school. I have a culinary arts degree. I went to culinary arts school. Worked in food service for many years. Worked in many different restaurants. And that's one of those things that it was a kind of hobby that I turned into a job. And so I stopped cooking once I got out of food service. I stopped cooking for a long time. I'm getting back to where I'm cooking and baking and things like that because I do enjoy it. But in culinary arts school, there was a group of us, 5 of us, I want to say. So what we would do, another one? Or is that the one from before? You just banned him now. Dropping the ban hammer. Yeah, it was like 5 of us. And so our schedules rotated because we had to work weekends because we were actually preparing food for people. And so about every 6 weeks or so. Oh, welcome back. Every 6 weeks or so, we would all have the same night off. So what we would do is Friday night, we would get together, make sure we had plenty of snacks and pop and all of that, or soda pop, or whatever you want to call it, fizzy drinks. And we would start a session like Friday night, 6 p.m., and we would play until 10 a.m. Sunday morning. So yeah, like a little over 36 hours straight. I mean, we'd stop to get meals, bathroom breaks, stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise we were playing pretty much straight through. And the stamina of youth. I could not do that these days. Oh, that would absolutely just drop me. I would probably sleep for 3 days after that because there's no way I could be up that long. I have trouble if I stay up for like 18 hours straight. Well, like last night, stayed up. There's a group of us gets together every New Year's Eve, and we play board games all night long. Um, and so we finally got there like 1:30 in the morning, and I came home. I fell asleep immediately, and I woke up way too early because I had to get things ready for the stream. And oh, dang it, dang it, dang it. I got blue on her arm. Let's get that off there. There we go. So yeah, I'm feeling a little ragged right now, and it's just like I miss that stamina of youth. That's good. Kind of shocked to see you awake around midnight while Mom never passed out. Well, I mean, we were playing games all night long. We had a lot of fun. I actually got over there. I want to say around 5:30 in the evening. I was the first one there. They had, of course, my friends had plenty of food out and everything, and I brought some food. I make these little mini chimichangas, beef and bean with some cheese. Oh, they're so good. And they're always a hit when I take them out to parties and things like that. And so we started out with a game called Tokyo Highway, which is kind of an interesting game. I'm going to use amethyst purple for the highlight on the dress. Ooh, I have not used this paint in a while. It is very, very dry. You can see that it's all cakey. Yeah, Tokyo Highway is kind of an interesting game because you're building a highway, but it's all of these sticks and columns and stuff that you have to use to build, and you can't knock anything over, so it's almost Jenga-like. Yeah, that was an interesting game. Had a lot of fun playing that one, trying to figure out how to build something without knocking everything over. And then while we were playing that, people were showing up. And then we had enough people to one game we've been wanting to get back to the table that we haven't played in a long time. It's called Letters from Whitechapel. Kind of a dark theme because it deals with Jack the Ripper. And if you played it or you've heard of it, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, quick description: it's basically hide and seek on a board game. One player plays Jack and picks a hideout on the board, and then goes out and commits their heinous, heinous crimes. Yes, we played that. I know you like that game. You also like Garibaldi, which is similar. It's a hide and seek type game, but not quite as a dark theme. But yeah, you do hide and seek on a board game, and it takes place over 4 nights, 4 rounds. So you have one person playing Jack, committing the murders, and then trying to get back to the hideout before the other players who are playing the constables tracks him down and finds him. So we're playing, and one friend of mine, she was playing Jack, and last round, last night, and she gets back to the hideout, and it's like, oh man, Jack won. I've played this; it's a great game. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, especially if you have a good group working together, not one person, being in charge. So like whenever we pick our lead investigator, the group that we had was really good about that person's the lead investigator. The rest of us follow what they say, what they suggest. And so, yeah, our friend, yeah, I'm back in my hideout and I win the game. And it's like, oh, darn it, you know. And so they're going through, she's going through the moves that she did. And on the last night, she goes, yeah, I'm here and I moved like this spot and this spot. You can't move there. She says, what? Like, you can't move there. That's not a legal move. You would have had to have gone through this spot over here first. And you didn't. And she's like, no, 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 no. But, and so, yeah, sure enough, she cheated. Not intentionally. I mean, she thought it was a legal move. But turns out, no, she cheated. So, let's see if we can get a good shot. Yeah, it's looking okay, I think. So yeah, it wasn't intentional cheating, but yeah. So she wound up losing. That's what you get for being a cheater. Let's see, I'm trying to grab a white here. Do I want this one or? Yeah, I think I'll stick with the linen white. Where's my leather white? I need to clean up my paints. They're kind of. I played it virtually on Tabletop Simulator. We locked in a few times. No cheating though. Yeah, kind of hard to cheat when you're doing it digitally. It won't let you cheat. um, I haven't ever actually played on Tabletop Simulator. I know about it. Excuse me. I have played some games on Board Game Arena. I tried that out a little bit. Not bad. Um, they have a good selection of games. I'm the type of person I prefer sitting down at a table. It's kind of like what I was talking about our D&D group. See, I go off on tangents and I forget where I'm at. I think I'm gonna go with a really light blue. So I'm gonna use some white and some Templar blue for her shirt. Yeah, our D&D group, we got back to the point where we were sitting at the table so we can be around each other. And it's mostly local people. Want to know what Welsa gave me for Christmas? What she gave you for Christmas? Those who don't know, Welsa is the nickname for my other daughter. Sorry, it's kind of random. It deals with painting. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, what'd she give you? And what did you get her for Christmas? Did you give her anything for Christmas, or did you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a son now"? So, yeah, while she's typing, yeah, our group gets together almost every Friday night. We play. We usually start around 6:30, get done around 10:30, 11. Right now, I'm running Spelljammer. D&D in space. I love Spelljammer. I love Spelljammer when it came out in the 80s. I was one of the few people that we gamed with. Excuse me for that. I gotta mute my mic here. I am not used to talking constantly, so I got a bit of a frog in my throat there. Sip of coffee. Okay. Let's see. She gave me a huge bundle of canvases, some mini canvases, and she gave me a brush holder like the one you have, the square one, and you can put water in it, you know. The square one. I have a square one that you can put water in? I have a square one, but I built that one. I think I know what you're. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. The one that I have that has the brush holders on the outside, the water reservoir in the middle. Is that what you're talking about? Also, Jay, they're little people and her birthday present and letters. They love them. Jay was obsessed with his. Oh, with his miniature? Yeah, so Anna Jane asked me to she went on Hero Forge and designed a whole bunch of miniatures of her friends and then painted them up for Christmas presents. Although, did you get all of them done? Your silence is deafening, little one. 3. So you got Welsa, Jay, and your boyfriend? Oh, okay. You didn't get your boyfriend's done? Oh, wow. Feeling the love tonight. Tell you what. Yes, I love you more than life itself, but not enough to paint a miniature of you that I designed and built and that my dad printed out for free. Feeling guilty yet? It's okay. You'll get them done. Well, maybe not. You're starting your new job tomorrow, so maybe not. Maybe you'll have to get to that later. I've been busy with your grandson, okay? Yes, Anna Jane is. I love her dearly. I do. She is something special. Let's see. I think I am going to make her. Yes, a redhead. So we'll start there. Okay. Yeah, I've always had a thing for redheads, and I know why. When I was, oh, how old was I? 11, 12 years old. About the time that I started noticing girls and boys as more than just girls and boys. Um, my best friend, a kid named Troy, he had a sister named Tish. That was her name, Tish. Not like short for Letitia or anything like that, just Tish. And um, she was a redhead. Well, the whole family was redheads. But she had just this beautiful, long, flowing red hair. She was a couple years older than I was. So that's probably why I have a preference for redheads. Plus, yeah, they're feisty. Try to get in there without getting all over her skin. Easier said than done. Let's see if I can get up here and keep it in camera. Hey, there we go. If the doctor finally became a redhead, would you have a crush on them? Possibly. I don't know. But the doctor will never be ginger. That's just one of those running gags. No matter how many times the doctor regenerates, not going to be ginger. They have to. Maybe. Yeah. So anyway, what the heck were they talking about before I got all distracted with everything going on? Oh, Spelljammer. Yeah, jeez. So yeah, we're running Spelljammer. Um, Normally, the guy that hosts our games, we usually do it at his house because he has a lot of kids. Him and his wife have a lot of kids. They've adopted quite a few. They're really good people about that. They're really good people like that. Um, so yeah, we usually do it at their place. He's usually the DM though. Maybe for the final doctor, they got to do it. Yeah, like there's ever going to be a final doctor. Show's been around for 60 years. I don't think it's going away anytime soon, unless they run it into the ground, which I don't know, maybe they're trying to do. Um, but yeah, he's usually the DM, and so when Spelljammer came out, this for 5e, we were talking about it and asking the group, would we be interested in playing Spelljammer? And like I said, I bought it. Oh crap! I got it on their ear. Fix it. Um, I had bought it back in the 80s, and then nobody really wanted to play it. Because a lot of them didn't understand the mechanics of it, of playing a D&D in space. And so when we were talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, I used to have Spelljammer. I bought it way back when. And he's like, well, do you want to run it? I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't DM'd in ages. I would love to run it. So that's what we've been running. We actually pulled in a couple of people that don't normally play, which was interesting. So yeah, we're enjoying it. It's taken them some time to kind of get used to D&D in space, but they seem to be doing okay with it. Let's see for the headband. Ooh, for the headband. Oh, yeah. I've got this pink from Reaper. I think I'll go with a pink headband because I can. Because it's my miniature, and I'm going to paint it the way I want to paint it. So far, they've encountered astral elves and Skaven and Regars. Um, they thought they had run into mind flayers, but it turned out it was a derelict ship. So, but the players that have experience with D&D, when I mentioned the mind flayer ship, they're like, ah, crap, we're gonna die. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm not one of those DMs that tries to kill the party. I want them to have fun and to tell a story. That's my job. Is I am just the storyteller. I am not trying to quote win unquote at D&D. That's not how I play. I know some DMs out there, they will do their absolute damnedest to kill players. And I don't understand that. Although I will say, way back in the 80s, group that I was running with, we had a guy join, and his character was insane. It's like, there's no way this is a legit character. Mind Flayer? Mind Flayer is a type of creature in D&D that basically eats your brains. Just sucks everything out of you, just the intelligence out of you. So the more intelligent you are, the tastier a meal you are. So if a mind flayer walks on past you, that is not a compliment. I've run up the hill before. um, But yeah, he came in with this massively overpowered character, and it's like, dude, what did you do? Did you crack open the book of artifacts and just start selecting at random? There's no way you have this stuff. Oh yeah, my DM gave it to me in my other game and everything. No, he didn't. Are you kidding me? So I designed an adventure, a one shot, specifically designed to kill high level characters. I mean, we're talking, I can take out level 20s easily. He was not happy at all. He really hated me, as a matter of fact. Let's go with some leather brown. Let's go with rattlesnake leather for the shoes. So yeah, I try not to kill characters. I don't know if there's any other DMs out there watching this, but if you have, oops, way too much water. That's going to be overly thin. Do you fudge your rolls so that your players will live? Because I've done that. I know it's kind of cheating because you should let the dice roll as they do. But there's times where it's not necessarily their fault. They've done all the right things. They've um, you know found the clues and they've made their way through and all that. And then all of a sudden they're dying because of one bad roll. Um, Back in the 80s when I was running, I used crit tables. I loved crit tables. I would come up with my own crit tables just for fun. I always try to make the game tough but survivable, and I think every good game will finish. Yeah, and exactly. That's because again, you're not trying to kill the characters. That's not your job as DM. As DM, your job is to tell a story. That's my point, or my perspective on it. I know there are others out there who disagree with me. I know that because they sat there and said they disagree with me. I got into a heated discussion over on Reddit one time, talking about this very topic, and they were insistent that no, your job is to kill the characters, to do everything you can to kill the characters. Like, if you're going to do that, rocks fall, everybody dies. I mean, that's it. I mean, just call it good. Just get it over with. There's no point in dragging it out. Let's see. I need a steel. Here we go. I'm going to make the tankard a natural steel. The tankard and then the jug. Go with natural steel from Model Color Vallejo. So yeah, it's you're just telling a story and trying to engage and have fun. I've never understood that mentality. My little water bottle's getting empty here. 1 second, I gotta fill up. Top off. See, I have a little dropper bottle that I use to measure out my water. I know some people use their brush. And then I have a big squirt bottle with my H2O that I use for cleaning my airbrush and for filling my little water bottle. And as a player, I appreciate it when DMs aren't trying to kill you because it just takes the fun out of it. You want to have a challenge. You want to shoot. I need a different. Yeah, it's fine. You want a challenge. You want it to be engaging, but you don't want to feel like you're going to die every time you turn around. And that's one thing. The group that I'm playing with right now, they are so paranoid. Oh my gosh. It's like not everyone is out to kill you. Not everyone is a backstabbing traitor. I mean, yeah, a little bit of healthy suspicion is fine. But my God, this person walks up to you and yes, I want to help you and everything. I don't know if we can trust him. Oh, he's offering you free passage on his ship. Exactly. He's up to something. He wants something. He's trying to help you. He's an ally. No, no, we don't trust him. Oh, come on. Yeah, they need to stop being so paranoid. Not everything is trying to kill them. They recently ran into some pirate vampires, and that was an interesting encounter. I don't know if we'll ever actually stream that, the D&D sessions. For one, it takes place on Friday night, and it's at somebody else's house, so it's kind of difficult to haul everything over and get it set up. And well, I mean, granted, I'm on a laptop and webcam and all that, but we get kind of weird sometimes. Oh yeah, I was talking about the games last night. Jeez, see, I gotta stop going off on tangents. I gotta stop getting so distracted by the shiny. Um, so after Letters from Whitechapel, we played Werewolves of Miller's Hollow. And I don't know if any of you ever played that. That is, for that you need a big group. The bigger the group, the better. We had 10 players by that time, because by that time it was getting close to midnight. Around that time. Disadvantage of living in an apartment building. You can hear when people are walking in and out of doors, especially when they're slamming doors. So yeah, werewolf. You have villagers. You have 2 werewolves. Well, we had 2 werewolves, and then like a witch and a seer and all that. So the idea is that everybody goes to sleep. They close their eyes, and then the werewolves wake up and select a couple victims, or select a victim, go back to sleep. And then everybody wakes up and finds out who dies, and you're trying to figure out who are the werewolves, who are the villagers, and trying to eliminate the werewolves without killing off the entire village. The first game, we killed off the entire village. I was one of the villagers. I died. It was sad. I couldn't make it. The werewolves won. Oh, cool. Did you figure out who the werewolves were, or did you get devoured by them? Second game, we did get the werewolves. We got them fairly quickly. In an interesting twist of fate, one of the people that was a werewolf in the first game was a werewolf in the second game. It's like, they're being awfully quiet again. Like, yeah, he's always quiet like that. It was carnage, but very fun. Villagers won 2 games, werewolves won 1. Cool. Yeah, the second game, the villagers won. I managed to get the werewolves fairly quickly. And then the third game, I was the first victim. I died on night 1. And it's like, what? No. I was also the seer, and the seer has the ability to wake up and pick someone. And if they're a werewolf, the storyteller, the narrator, will tell you yes. We'll give you like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up if they're a werewolf, thumbs down if they're not. And I pointed at someone, and the narrator nodded, and I was like, oh, cool, I already picked out a werewolf. And yeah, then the werewolves attacked me and killed me. It's like, oh, great, thanks. Yeah, wonderful. How fun. So I got to sit out the rest of the game. I think that one, they did wind up getting the werewolves, though. I was out of the room at the time. I was like, I'm not going to hang around here. There is delicious food in the kitchen to be eaten, even at that late hour. I think this is a little too yellow. I had some yellow on my palette from earlier. I think maybe the suds are a little too yellow. I'll put it on here and find out. Maybe I'll do yellow and then kind of give it a dry brushing of white. See how that turns out. But yeah, it was really fun. And then our hosts messaged me this morning, hey, you want to come over and play games today? kind of busy today. Got this whole stream thing to do. Maybe you heard me mention it a couple of times. So yeah, I'll probably be going over there later this afternoon. No, we had a really, really good group. First game, the villagers killed the seer in their first turn. The villagers killed the seer. Holy smokes! At least I was killed by the werewolves. They didn't know I was the seer, but yeah, they decided to take me out. It's always when the villagers kill other villagers, or like the seer or the witch. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, we try to get together on a fairly regular basis and play board games. Not just our annual New Year's Eve thing, but especially now with COVID winding down and everything like that. Hopefully, yeah, we're getting in person more. We used to actually have a thing around here called the Grand Island Gaming Guild. I live in a little town called Grand Island, Nebraska. For those of you who didn't know, and we used to have this gaming guild, and we would have monthly get-togethers for games, different places. And uh, with the pandemic and everything, obviously we had to stop doing that. But ever since things have kind of eased up and everything, the people that are in charge of it, I guess they just kind of gave up on it. So that's too bad. I'm hoping that we can get something together again, because it's good to get together with people and play board games and have fun. Especially like a couple of people that I know um, have literally hundreds of games. I mean, it's insane. Like our hosts last night. I think right now their current count is like 450 board games. So yeah, I mean they have an entire room dedicated to just gaming. Yeah, and that's the thing with, and that's what I was talking about, like yeah, right. I know it's doing it online is fine, but being able to sit down at the table and talk and interact and laugh and joke and all that, it's important. Um, and yeah, they are very hardcore board gamers. They really really like it. Um, and yeah, here in March, coming up here in a few months, we have the Great Plains Game Festival um, coming up. It's a 3-day gaming event. It's all board games. They have a board game library. Um, Sounds like Housey. We have a friend who runs a board game YouTube channel. Really? I did not know that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of video games. I can kind of watch, but like board games and especially like D&D games, CBK Gaming. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, um, like D&D games, stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I've tried watching a couple of streams, and I don't know, maybe I just got bad streams. Not very engaging. Not a whole lot of fun. Um, there we go. I think it's looking pretty good. Huh. Um, but yeah, the Great Plains Game Festival. When that comes up, I'll have to do some kind of, I don't know, report from there or something. I'll have to see. Tried to watch D&D streams. I found the same. Yeah, I don't know. And it's nothing against. I'm not saying that they're bad players or bad DMs or anything like that. It's just I guess when I play D&D, I want to be more involved in it. Unless it's something like the Gamers and the Gamers Dorkness Rising, where it's D&D games, but it's a movie or movies, and they're really really funny. I think it's just my internet maybe. What's this here? Do you keep dropping? Like I said, I have my viewers turned off, so I don't know who all is here or how many are here. In fact, if you all weren't chatting, I would assume that there was nobody here and I was just talking to myself again. I can't see some of the chats. Like you can't see the history of the chat? Is anybody else having trouble seeing the chat? Because I can see it all. I think it's just me. I was buffering. Oh, I think I live in a small town in Nebraska. She lives in an even smaller town. And not exactly known for great internet around here, unfortunately. Just me. Carry on. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you get that sorted out. You should probably talk to somebody who knows something about IT and technical stuff. I don't know. Maybe call Best Buy. Chat on the stream. Let's see that for a few seconds, but the chat window has all of them. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Oh, so the chat box in the stream has it and then it disappears. Okay. Yeah, I was playing with the chat box and thinking of having it up there. I don't know if I like it there or not. I know some others who do that. And so that's where I kind of got the idea to do that. But if it's being finicky, I may have to just drop that out. I don't know. I'll play with it. I can see the chats on that, depending on the chat bot you're using. You can change that depending on the chat bot. I can see chats on the stream, but they wouldn't show up on the actual chat box. Interesting. Very interesting. Depending on the chat bot you're using. I'll have to take a look and see which chat bot I'm using. I think it's the one whichever one came with Streamlabs, with the OBS. Yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out. It's starting to work now. It was just me. Sorry to cause a halt. No, you're fine. No need to apologize there, sweets. He's okay. No, if there's a problem, if there's something going on, tell me because I need to know. I can't fix a problem if I don't know that there is a problem, which is one thing I say often in my job. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still tinkering and figuring things out and working all that. I figured out transitions. That was kind of cool. And he scratches eye again. He trim his nails. And holy smokes. He doesn't need to have claws, you know. He's 2 months old. But yeah, I'll probably keep tinkering. I'm too scared. Well, you're just going to have to bite that bullet and do it because you're going to have to do that for a while because he's a baby. He can't do it himself yet. Of course he can't. No, he really can't. He's not that independent yet. He's just a little baby. And you're going to have to be the mama. Yeah, if he can roll over, he can turn his nails. No, I don't think he can. He does not have the dexterity yet for that. So one time my daughter is talking to her mom, and her mom makes a comment about, they're talking about the little one, and her mom makes the comment, well, I guess grandma will just have to take care of that. And my daughter's like, why would grandma take care of it? And her mom is like, I meant me. I sometimes search for an adult and realize I am the adult. Yeah, you are the adult. You are the parent now. So, you know. And those of us who are parents can relate to that, you know. It's like how I was with you. You know, trying to take care of you, being a new parent, being scared. You know, we've all gone through that. It just ain't right. You're in your mid-20s, you know. Yeah, you're an adult. You can handle it. Let's see. I'm gonna shade the pink. What am I gonna shade the pink with? Let's go with a subtle red, I think. Oh, I need to stand up here and reach back here. Oh, I'll just use some of this. That's fine. Oops, too dark. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm in my 50s. Just ask my kids. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, we're, how do I want to phrase it? We're adults but not grown-ups, or we're grown-ups but not adults. Something like that. Such a colorful. Yeah, I'm one of those miniature painters that I use the back of my hand to do the point on my brush and remove excess paint. So yeah, I'm one of those weirdos. So you can always tell when I've had a good painting session because the back of my hand looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. But yeah, you can be grown up and not necessarily be an adult, or be an adult and not necessarily be grown up. Always, always, always try to remain a child at heart. Because if you're not, then you're not having fun with life. You don't want to reach that point. There we go. I had Oreos for breakfast one time. Being an adult doesn't mean there's no one to tell you when you have ice cream for dinner. Exactly, Sarah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can go out and buy a birthday cake when it's not your birthday. No one even checks. They don't even ask you for ID. You can just buy a birthday cake. It's so awesome. Let's see. Auburn. Where's my red? Oh, yeah, I use Auburn Shadow, so I want to use a lighter red. That's clotted red. I don't want that. Here we go, chestnut brown. And of course, porridge for dinner. Yeah, I mean that's let's see. I'm gonna need this. So lighten it just a touch. So yeah, it's there we go. It's looking too bad. And really, for an hour and a half, I've been doing this. But it can be kind of dangerous. That special thing you bought, you probably wish your parents told you no, and wish your parents told you. Oh, told you no. Your parents told you no before buying it. Yeah, but see, that's the thing about being a parent is that you try to teach your kids, you try to instill certain things in them, and then hope that they take that lesson with them when they go out and about in their life. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Yeah, but the nice thing about, you know, being an adult or a grown up or whatever, if you have the money, if you have the ability, then you can buy the toy. Okay, I want to do a bit of dry brushing here on her hair. Try and highlight it. Gentle, 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 gentle. Gentle, gentle. I've been watching Bob Ross on Twitch, so I'm going to give her some happy little highlights. Gentle, gentle. 2 hairs and some air, as he would say. But yeah, that's the thing is with being told no, parents, good parents, are kind of the voice of your conscience, I guess I would say. You know, trying to instill values in you and trying to teach you right from wrong and all of that jazz if they're good parents. Some are not, and teach you the wrong things, but kind of be that voice of your conscience to help guide you. As my daughter has found out, becoming a parent herself, it's like, oh, thank you, sweets. I appreciate that. Being a parent herself, it's like, oh, yeah, those things that you and mom were telling me, yeah, you were right. Yeah, we know. And now you're starting to listen to us, finally. But she's a good daughter. Shush. No, she's a good daughter. She's a good kid. I mean, that's the thing is that my now ex-wife and we're cool. I mean, we're good friends and everything. I'm not going to get into all the details of that, but we're friends. We still talk all the time. Um, but you know, we wanted her. Obviously, we wanted her to do well. You know, in school and academic pursuits and extracurricular activities, stuff like that. But our biggest thing was we just wanted her to be a good person, to be a kind, caring individual, and she is. You know, she's turned into that. You know, she's always kind of been that kind, caring individual. But that's who she's become as an adult, and that's, you know, really great to see. I'm really happy to see that. There we go. I think that her hair turned out okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy with it. You're welcome. Okay, I need to do something with the skin here. Let's see, we're doing fair skin, so fair shadow. I do get the Reaper triads a lot. It's one of those things I started with. Sorry, my voice might sound weird because I'm shaking my bottle. um, but I started out with the triads because I didn't understand, um, you know, highlighting and shading and things like that. I still struggle with like color theory. I know, you know, there's the color wheel and you have the contrasting and all of that, but I don't really know that. I came here for the painting, not for the cute family feels. Well, it's just that kind of stream. It's just, you never know, especially when my daughter shows up. One of my two kind moments was when I was playing softball and I was on base, but I got off base to give the opponent the ball. Oh, yeah. I should have been out. Yeah. But then again, softball was never really your forte. Sports. I mean, I know you did volleyball there for a while too, um, and you did okay at that. You were kind of good at that, but band was your wheelhouse. That was music was your passion. Not only music, but the um, uh, flags, the flag guard, the color squad, whatever it was. Tell me about it being colorblind. Yeah, Tux, you're colorblind, so you really. But I had to start with just main colors, so I had to learn to mix. Color guard, yes, that's what it's called. Flags, whatever. I know you're out in the backyard doing the flag thing all the time. Practice, 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 and you got really good at it. Yeah, I have friends who are colorblind. Well, obviously, you're my friend and you're colorblind. But like last night playing games, a couple of them are colorblind. And so we're talking about like letters from Whitechapel, the color of the pawns. And they're like, what color is this? That's red. Okay. And this one? That's green. Okay. So once they know what it is, they can kind of identify it. But like one of them, he is like literally completely colorblind. Everything to him is gray. It's just various shades of gray. And it's like, wow, I cannot imagine that. I can try, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know how you can, because so many things are built for people who can see color. It's like, it's kind of, a lot of things are designed in a world where for people who can see, people who can hear. And so you have to, when you don't have those abilities, you have to adapt. Little J or monochromatic must be tough. Little J, he's completely colorblind. Big J is, what is he? Red and green, I think. Red and green colorblind. Which you should know that. You used to hang out with Little J quite a bit. Um, but yeah, it's all these things that are designed around, you know, people who don't have to get over those kinds of struggles. It's nice that things are changing and adapting, but I think we still have a ways to go. But yeah, with the whole color theory thing, red green is the most common and predominantly red, which means purple is almost impossible. Wow, see, so like this and my nails, which are purple, for you, they don't, it's blue. Okay. That is really interesting. So when there was that whole, what was it, the blue and gold or white, blue and black and white and gold dress, how did that appear to you? What did you see on that? Or did you ever actually see that? It was a big thing a while back where this lady taking a picture of a dress, black and blue or white and gold. It's white and gold. um, yeah, there's that whole thing of what color is this dress? And it's all based on how you perceive color. I will stand by it. It's blue. Oh, that's my nails, yeah. I need this brush here. Give another pass on the shirt. Oh yes, I remember. I can't remember what I saw. Yeah, I can't remember what I saw either because I've seen photos of both. So yeah, that was an interesting phenomenon. Oh hey, yeah, it's 2023. The family art blood team has been interesting. Purple and orange uniform. Oh, I'll bet for you. But yeah, it's 2023, which means Big Fat Quiz of the Year should be coming up soon. I love Big Fat Quiz of the Year. You folks over in the UK, you have some of the coolest TV shows. You may not think that. You may not like it. I don't know. But stuff like Big Fat Quiz, 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown. Literal Dress is black and blue. The dress had the picture looked white and gold. Yeah, it's such really cool shows over there. I really liked QI when Stephen Fry was doing it. I haven't actually watched it with Sandra Toksvig. Nothing against Sandra Toksvig, but I really like Stephen Fry. Never mind, the Buzzcocks was a good one. Yep, I missed that one. That was a good one. When Simon was doing it. I need this one here for some shadow. Oops, nope, that's the wrong color. Sorry. There we go. Get some deeper shadow in there. Lots of great shows. Yeah, it's right now to set up my stream on Instagram. I don't have any. Just don't have any spammers. Yeah, we'll tell the spammers to keep away because the mod's not here. Good call. Yeah, Eldon is going to go and start setting up his stream, which, if I read the commands right, I know how to raid. I don't know for sure if it's going to work 100% though, but we'll try. So yeah, I'll be raiding his channel because he'll start streaming when I am wrapping up. So yeah, it's one of those kind of a mutual support thing where I support his channel because, like I said, I really like his channel. It's really good. And I'll say, for a first stream, especially considering how nervous I was, because I was. I mean, sitting here and talking, I'm used to having conversations. That's my thing. I'm not used to just sitting here blathering on and on and on. So yeah, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I was certainly hoping people were going to show up. And thank you for everyone who did. You're awesome. You're all rock stars. And I guess you've been a great engagement. Oh, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Yeah, for those of you who showed up a little late, you probably didn't hear me talking at the beginning about the giveaway. I am doing a giveaway. I don't know if you're into miniature painting or not, but what I have here this is Iris, the Voodoo Necromancer. Here's your base. This is from RSK3D over on My Mini Factory. I printed out, this is a 3D print. I was doing a bunch of 3D prints, printed out 2 of these. So I'm going to give this away over on Facebook, my page over there, Hinton's Hobbies. All you have to do is go over there. There's a pinned post. Comment on that post. You're entered into the drawing. I'll have the drawing on the 29th on the stream. You don't have to be present to win, but I will pick one person at random to throw it into a hat, pull out a name, and then whoever's name gets pulled, you win this mini, and I'll send it to you. wherever you may be. So yeah, go in and comment on that post. You don't have to like the page or be a follower on Twitch, um, or like share the post or anything like that. Be a lot cooler if you did, but you don't have to. So yeah, you can go and check that out and win a miniature, and you can paint it or just put it on a shelf and let it collect dust, whatever you want to do with it. You've been a great Ninja Tiger. Thank you. You're a good storyteller, though, so you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the feedback. It lets me know how I'm doing. And that's one thing is, and Anna Jane can attest to this. Really enjoyed listening to you. Thank you, Tux. Um, Anna Jane can definitely attest to this. I tell stories. Um, it's like when she was growing up and she would be going through something, I would have a story for her. This is what I did. This is what happened to me. Here's this, that, and the other thing. I don't know if I'm ever going to share any of those stories here because I was not always a good person. I did some things that I won't say I regret. I am not proud of them. I don't regret them because they helped me learn and hopefully made me into a better person, is how I would look at it. And got me to where I am today. The things that happened to me in my life brought me to this point. And so I don't necessarily regret them. But yeah, those are, I don't want to say depressing stories, but they're, I'm not going to get into it right now. We're getting close to the end of the stream. Anyway, excuse me, I need a drink of my coffee here. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I do tell stories relating things like that. That is one thing I kind of got away from, like when people would be talking about things and they'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, this thing happened to me. Oh, really? Yeah, something similar happened to me, but then it turned into this really wild experience. And they're like, oh, okay, trying to one-up me. And so I kind of stopped relating stories like that because I didn't want people to think I was trying to one-up them. That's certainly never my intention when I tell a story. I'm not trying to overinflate my sense of self-worth or my importance. As strange as it may sound, considering I'm sitting here on a stream and talking into a camera and having people listen to me, I'm not really big on attention. I need a little more of my steel color here. It's a little too thin, so I got to thicken it up a bit. I'm not one who seeks to be the center of attention, I guess I should say. I'm happy with other people taking that role, being that center of attention. I also need a finer brush if I'm going to do this detail. Get a smaller brush here. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I will tell the stories. Many, many, many years ago, I think I was 17 or 18, I was talking to a therapist because I was in therapy. Kind of gives you an idea of how things were going for me and why maybe some of these stories are, let's say, interesting. But I was relating, my life up to that point, the things that I had gone through and had experienced. And I don't think a therapist is supposed to make this kind of comment, but he told me, he says, wow, he says, listen to all that, you're lucky you're not crazier than you are. thanks, I guess. um, I mean, you're sitting here basically saying that I'm insane, but I'm lucky I'm not insaner. I don't know. But yeah. Who knows? Maybe someday. Relate some of those stories, pass them along. You're starting to split just a little bit on me. Don't do that. And without looking it up on Google, who sings that? Insane in the membrane. I am not going to sing. I cannot carry a tune in a bag. Who knows who sings that song without looking it up on Google? I actually have the record, the album, the LP, sitting over on my table over here. I don't know. Anyone? Anyone? No one? Cypress Hill. Yeah, Cypress Hill. Yep, there you go, Dino. What's another song to sing? I don't know. to quote Anna Jane, I don't even know. Yeah, I think that was. Oh, yeah, I never would have gotten that. Not a big Cypress Hill fan. The way that I got the album is I bought a whole bunch of records in like a cheap bin because I make record bowls, and I was going through looking at what I had picked up because, like I said, I just picked them up at random, wasn't even thinking about it, and looked at it and went, Cypress Hill. Don't they sing that one song? Oh wow, it's on this album. Holy smokes! So yeah, I kept it. I didn't turn it into a record bowl. Okay. They take me back to yeah, right. That's the thing. A lot of those songs that we listened to back then. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but I'll speak for myself. There were times that I was not fully cognizant, not fully in control of my facility, my faculties. Because yeah, I was slightly medicated, shall we say? Okay, here we go. Here's the fun part. I'm gonna try to dot the I's ever so carefully. Ah, that didn't work. Ah, it's too thin. It's running. Slightly medicated. Hit from the bottom of his glass. Slightly medicated. Yeah, slightly. Okay, we're down to the last 5 minutes here. I think I made some pretty. I made quite a bit of progress on this. A lot more than I thought I was going to get. But yeah, when you're sitting here for 2 hours and just chatting away, yeah, you can do some pretty cool things. All right, I'm gonna pass on the headband here, and then I will probably get ready to raid Tuxie's channel, which I know, like probably Dino, Sarah, maybe even Anna Jane. I think you're all followers of Tux anyway, so you probably know he's already gone live. You're probably going to drift over that way anyway, but I will try a raid and I will see how that goes because, yeah, it's going to be my first raid. Whee! That'll be fun. Let's see here. Let's use this one. Drop in a little bit more shadow. Do, 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 do. But yeah, again, thank you to everyone that stopped by today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to say this is a very successful first stream. Um, it's nice to have the support and people turning up for this. Means a lot. Um, I don't know, how many followers am I up to anyway? I think like 9. So not a bad start. Oh no, 10. Because Sarah followed. Sarah was my 10th follower. Yay, Sarah. You get that distinction. Dinah was one of the first though, so. So yeah. You got a couple minutes here, so I think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I need my yellow. Where'd my yellow go? Here it is. For my suds, give another pass on the suds. But yeah, again, thank you. And the plan is, especially after today, like I said, it's a lot more successful than I thought it would be. Every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. So for my friends across the pond, as they say, that is 5 to 7. So if you can make it, great. Don't have to go out of your way. Hopefully if you have the time, you can stop in. It'd be great to see you in here and talk about how things are going. And who knows, like I said, maybe I'll start sharing stories from a misspent youth. We're probably going to have to collab because I was thinking about moving it to Saturday, which is fine. I mean, and I don't really have a problem with a collaboration. Those are suds in there, aren't there? Dang it. I should probably put suds in here. There we go. Suds. In the tankard. Okay. I just don't. Yeah, we can talk about that later. Doing a collaboration and everything. So, in the meantime, okay, we're gonna get ready to raid. Sorry, I put my lid back on my palette. Getting ready to raid Tux's channel. So, thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You all have a good evening, and yep. I can type this in here. Yeah, you all have a good evening. It's a raid, Ozzy. Yeah, I don't think I can play that song, but yeah, good call. Waiting for his channel to go live here, which it should be doing. Twix is Twix. All right, so have a good evening, all. Yep, he's already live. And we are rating him in 5, 4, 3, 2, 5 viewers. I have 5 viewers? 6?